Good morning everyone, welcome to my yoga class. My name is Lizzie and today's class is a 30-minute session to start off your day. Hopefully you'll feel revitalized and energized and ready for the day. Just a quick reminder, I'm not liable for you as this is an online class, so please take your time, really ease into the poses and gently ease out of the poses if you feel any discomfort or pain. This is all about becoming aware of your own body, feeling what's right and feeling what's wrong. Okay, now let's all begin in Sukhasana, easy seated pose, gently rolling the shoulders back and down, gently tucking the chin in. And if it's comfortable for you to do so, gently close your eyes. And let's just begin by arriving in the space here and now in this moment. And know that this practice is for you and only for you. And then bringing your awareness to your body, noticing the weight of your sitting bones against the ground, noticing your legs, feet. Just becoming very aware of the body here and now in this moment. Then bring your awareness now to your breath. Noticing the inhalations, noticing the exhalations, in and out through the nose. And let's set 3 affirmations of gratitude for today or for practicing yoga. I am grateful for the roof over my head. I am grateful for the food on my table. I am grateful for my yoga practice. One more time. I am grateful for the roof over my head. I am grateful for the food on my table. I am grateful for my yoga practice. And just gently seal that in your mind's eye, holding it there just for a few more moments. And then when you're ready, let's get onto our knees, moving into child's pose. So you can either have your knees together or you can have a wide-legged child's pose. And then gently exhale through the nose, keeping the belly tucked in, bringing your forehead to the ground. And as you bring your forehead to the ground, just take this moment to feel that gentle stretch across the length of your back, but also noticing the calming sensation of this posture. And just take this time to observe your breath, your body, and your mind. Is your mind elsewhere, or is your mind observing your breath and your body here and now? And then if you haven't already got your arms stretched out in front of you, bring them forwards, keeping the forehead on the ground. Then slowly walking your arms over to the left, bringing your torso over your left knee, really stretching out through that right arm. Stretching out through the right hand side of the body, feeling that stretch in the right hand side of the upper back. And in that shoulder area of the right hand side. Walking back to center. Breathing normally. Then bringing your weight over, your torso over to the right hand side. Really stretching out through the left hand side of the body now, through that left arm. Noticing any sensations in the body, noticing any sensations in that shoulder armpit area. Breathe. Gently come back to center. Again, coming over to the other side, the left hand side. Noticing any sensations in the body. Coming back to center. One more time over to the right. And then back to center. Then very slowly bring your arms behind you, clasp your hands, bring the wrists together, draw the shoulder blades together,
And then inhale, raise your arms up vertically. So noticing the opening of the chest here, bringing those shoulder blades together, working on the shoulder muscles on the upper back. Breathe. And then very slowly, when you're ready, inhale, come up to sitting on your heels into hero pose. You can just gently place your hands on your thighs for a moment. Then bringing your hands together. I guess you would call this the Charlie's Angels Mudra. But we're just doing a little bit of shoulder work as it's first thing in the morning. And when we've been sleeping all night, we might have slept in one position and our sort of spine might be feeling a little bit stuck, a little bit rigid. So just working on the spine and the back's going to be really nice. So bringing your palms together, taking an inhalation, raising the arms now so they're in line with the ears. And then exhale, cactus out the arms so the elbows are in line with the shoulders. Keep breathing and noticing now the opening of the chest, the opening of the heart center, placing your shoulder blades on the backs of your rib cage. Inhale, raise the arms, interlocking the hands again. Exhale, bring the arms down into that Charlie's Angels Mudra. So you'd like your arms to be at sort of shoulder height. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, down to Charlie's Angels Mudra. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, cactus arms. One more time. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, Charlie's Angels Mudra. Then bring your arms behind your back, interlock your hands again. And then just very gently tilt the head back, drawing the shoulder blades towards one another. So really opening up that heart center space as well. When we open up the heart center, we're sort of really ready to receive the day and ready to receive love. And then very gently bring the arms back, coming onto your hands, coming into tabletop. So if your wrists are feeling a little bit sort of tender, just gently stretch them out by placing the tops of the hands flat, then bring them to 90 degrees. Back again, and then maybe turning them in towards one another, then coming back onto the palms, turning them 90 degrees, and then see if you can even turn them all the way so they're halfway around. Breathe. And then just maybe gently tilt back and forward if this feels okay for you. So this is your practice, so if there's anything additional that you'd like to add, feel free to do so. Then bring your hands back to center. So in tabletop, I'd like your hands to be directly below your shoulders. Really spreading the fingers, bringing your weight into the fingertips. And then from here, we're going to just move into a nice little cat-cow sequence. And the sort of purpose of cat-cow is to get that spinal movement, to wake up the spine. So making sure that your pelvis is neutral, and you know your pelvis is neutral when the sacrum is relatively flat. Okay, so you can just check that bone there, it's that flat bone. Okay, and then from here, taking an inhalation, tilting the head back, sticking the bottom out, dropping the belly into cow. Exhale, draw the navel in towards the spine, round the back, drop the crown of the head towards the ground. Exhale into cat. Meow. Inhale to cow, tilt the head back, stick the bottom out. Exhale to cat. So really rounding that back, so you're really sort of working on that spine. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat, and then just do a few more of those on your own. And again, just bringing awareness to any sensations that are created in the body. So that'll be in your spine and in your hips. And then come back to center. And let's just do some gentle sort of hip circling movements as well. Maybe doing 5 in one direction. So moving the hips up and then back. And then coming in the opposite direction. So just working on the lower part of the spine and the pelvis now, waking it up from that long sleep. And then back to center. Now we're going to move into our first downward dog of the day, placing your hands at the front of the mat. And I'd like your hands to be shoulder distance apart, really bringing your weight into the fingertips and really imagine you've got a bit of a suction going on between your palms and the mat. Bringing your weight into your tippy toes, then exhale, lift the knees and the hips up off the ground. And as you lift the knees and the hips up and off the ground, exhale, and then begin to push your thighs towards the back of the room. I'd like your feet to be hip distance apart, and just begin by pedaling the legs out. So that means by dropping your heels and lifting the heels, and just doing it one leg at a time, sort of feeling that stretch in the hamstrings, in the calves, and maybe you're feeling something in the hips as well. And then come back to center and really work on pushing the mat away from your hands, but also work on pushing those hips and that pelvis up and back. You can also bring a good bend into the knees as well, if that's more comfortable for you to do so. And do not worry if you cannot get your heels onto the ground, that is absolutely fine. And then from here, taking an inhalation, raising the right leg up high, sweep it or step it through and drop it in between your hands, dropping the left knee to the ground into a low lunge, Anjanasana. So in low lunge Anjanasana, you're pushing your hips forward and down, but you do want to create a sense of buoyancy as well. So just to create that sense of buoyancy, you're pushing your hips forward and down, but then gently draw the pelvic area up, so you're engaging the core. Okay. And then from here, taking an inhalation, bringing your hands to heart center. Lifting the torso, keeping the torso straight. And then from here, exhale, begin to twist from the rib cage and see if you can hook your left elbow just to the right of your kneecap. Breathe. Keep breathing. And then to come out very slowly, exhale, come back to center. Keeping your left hand on the mat. So this is the further option. Exhale, inhale, draw your left foot towards your buttock, and then see if you can take hold of your left foot with your right hand. Really draw that right shoulder back, look over the right shoulder, keep breathing. So you're getting a nice quad stretch. So the closer you draw that foot in towards your buttock, the more of a stretch you're going to feel in the quad and in that hip region of the left leg. Keep breathing. Very slowly release. Let that leg go. Drop the right hand back onto the mat. Exhale. Then bring your right foot to meet your left foot into a downward dog. So you can pedal the legs out here, or if you need to rest, just drop down onto your knees into a child's pose. Otherwise, staying where you are, pedaling those legs out, taking an inhalation, raising the left leg up high, sweep it or step it through into a low lunge, dropping the right knee to the ground. Again, creating that sense of buoyancy. So maybe drawing the pelvic region up slightly, engaging the core, and exhale as you do so. I like to kind of be on my fingertips here, so I'm not sort of totally huddled over my front leg. But each to their own, do what feels right for you. This is your practice. And again, just reminding yourself as well of that gratitude. I'm grateful for my yoga practice. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for the food on my table. Taking an inhalation, bringing the hands to heart center. So when you lift your torso, see if you can lift it without sort of shifting up your hips too much. Try and do it in one fluid movement. So you're really engaging the core now here. And then exhale, twist from the rib cage, and then hook your right elbow just to the left of your left leg. So I didn't mention it on the right hand side, but for those of you that want even more of a challenge, you can inhale and lift that the right knee off the ground and really sort of work towards pushing that right heel towards the back of the room, straightening out that right leg. Otherwise, you're just going to stay with that right knee down, do what feels right for you. And then gently exhale, release, bring the hands back down to the mat, framing the front foot. And then from here, taking an inhalation, drawing that right heel towards the right buttock. Okay. And then taking hold of your right foot with your left hand, then looking over your left shoulder. Keep breathing. So the closer you bring that heel towards your buttock, the stronger the stretch is going to be on your quad and on your hip and on that core area. Keep breathing. And very slowly release the leg down. Exhale. Bring your left palm back down to the ground. So if anyone was struggling with that with their knee, you can place a blanket underneath your knee as well. Then bring your right foot to meet your left foot into a forward fold. So bringing a good bend in the knees. Exhale. Let the head hang loose, maybe taking hold of the elbows for a moment. And then very slowly inhale, one vertebrae by vertebrae at a time. The head, the last to come up to center. So standing at the front of your mat, one foot from the front of the mat, in Tadasana, mountain pose, rolling the shoulders back and down. The palms are on your thighs to begin with. Really rooting down through the feet, noticing the energy running into the body and out of the body into the ground. Feeling grounded in the moment. Feet are together, tucking the tailbone in. Then bringing your hands to heart center into Pramanasana, prayer pose. We're just going to do a couple of sun salutation sequences. Taking an inhalation, raising the arms. Bringing the arms in line with the ears into Hasta Uttanasana, raised arm pose. Then exhale, fold forward, bringing the hands to either side of your feet, bringing a good bend in the knees, and your head is going to come towards your knees. Taking an inhalation, stepping that left foot all the way back, dropping the left knee to the ground into a low lunge, Anjanasana. Bringing the palms down. Exhale, bring the right foot to meet the left foot into a plank pose, keeping that tailbone tucked in. So taking an inhalation here, and then exhale, either dropping the knees to the ground or pressing down in one fluid movement, coming all the way down, keeping those elbows tucked in, pressing the tops of the feet into the ground. Inhale, lift the head and the chest off the ground into cobra pose, rolling those shoulders back and down, or in baby cobra. Then exhale, drop the head, pushing into the hands, lift the hips and the knees up off the ground, pushing back into a downward dog, making sure your feet are hip distance apart. Taking an inhalation, raising that right leg up high, sweep it or step it through into a low lunge, dropping the left knee to the ground, looking straight ahead. And then from here, bring your left foot to meet your right foot into a forward fold, head to knees, into Padahastanasana, forward fold pose. You can have a good bend in the knees. Inhale, raise the arms into Hasta Uttanasana. Exhale into prayer. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, fold forward, head to knees. Inhale, step the right foot back, right knee to the ground, dropping into a low lunge. So again, pushing those hips down and forward, but creating a sense of buoyancy as well. Pressing the palms down, bring the left foot to meet the right foot into a plank pose. Exhale, pressing all the way down. Keeping those elbows tucked in. Inhale, lift the chest, engage the glutes, lower the shoulders into cobra or baby cobra. Exhale, drop the head to the ground, pushing the hands up, pushing the hands into the back, lifting the knees and the hips up and back into a downward dog, making sure your feet are hip distance apart. Taking an inhalation, raising that left leg up high, sweep it or step it through into a low lunge, dropping that right knee to the ground, looking straight ahead. Then bring the right foot to meet the left foot into a forward fold, head to knees, keeping the navel tucked in. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale into prayer. And just taking a moment here to gather your breath, to gather your thoughts, to gather your body, bringing awareness to all those points, connecting them here and now in the moment. I am grateful for my body. I am grateful for my breath. I am grateful for my mind in this present moment. And then when you're ready, very slowly stepping your left leg back about 5 feet. And I'd like your heels to be aligned. So your left foot is at 9 o'clock and your right foot is at 12 o'clock. Keeping that tailbone tucked in, but slightly turning in the left hip. Taking an inhalation, raising the arms, so in line with the shoulders. Then exhale, bring a right angle into that right leg. I'd like the right kneecap and the right ankle to be aligned, in line. So if you want a deeper stretch, you can bring that thigh parallel to the ground. Taking an inhalation, raising the right arm and bringing the left palm onto the thigh into a graceful warrior. So you're getting the benefits here of warrior 2. You're strengthening and stretching the legs, but you're also getting a sort of a lateral side stretch in the body here. Exhale back to center. Inhale, raise the right arm. Exhale back to center. Really rooting down through the feet, really spreading the weight throughout the whole foot here. Strong legs, strong feet and strong arms. And then from here, gently lower the arms a moment. Straightening out that right leg now. Maybe keeping a tiny little micro bend in that right leg. And see if you can square the hips off a little bit more now. We're going to move into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Taking an inhalation now, raising the arms, but this time your palms are facing the side of the room. So in warrior 2, the palms are face down. In triangle, the palms are facing to the side. That'll be my left hand side. Then exhale, really begin to reach forward with that right arm, either bringing the right hand to the calf, onto the ground, rolling that left shoulder all the way back, and inhale, raise the left palm up high. And again, the left palm is facing the left hand side of the room. So breathe, feeling a nice stretch in the side body here. Breathe. And then very slowly inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, release the arms. Pivot round on your right foot now, so your right foot comes to 3 o'clock, and then bring your left foot now to 12 o'clock. Again, turning that right hip in. We're moving into warrior 2 on the other side, taking an inhalation, raising the arms so they're in line with the shoulders. Imagine you've got like an invisible force pushing down and pushing up on those arms. Exhale, bring a right angle now into that left leg, so the left knee and the left ankle are in line, gazing to the back arm and then the front arm, just to make sure they're both in line. Inhale, raise the left arm, drop the right palm onto the thigh. Graceful warrior, trying to maintain that right angle in the leg. Exhale to warrior 2. Inhale to graceful warrior. Exhale to warrior 2. One more time. Inhale to graceful warrior. Exhale to warrior 2. Gently release the arms. Exhale, straighten out that left leg, maybe keeping a tiny little micro bend. Then inhale, raising the arms now with the palms facing the side. Really exhale, really begin to reach forward with that left hand as far as you can, so you're feeling that stretch in the hamstring. Bring the hand onto the calf, onto the mat, then gently roll that right shoulder back and inhale, raise the right arm with the right palm facing to the right hand side of you. So from here, if you find it uncomfortable to gaze up to the middle finger, you can just keep your gaze down as well. That's absolutely fine. Very, very slowly. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, lower the arms and then turn that left foot in now. And try and widen your stance as far as is comfortable, bringing your hands onto your hips, keeping your tailbone tucked in for a moment. Gently tilt the head back. So we're just moving into Padasvakonasana, a wide-legged forward fold. And exhale, begin to fold forward. Keeping that belly tucked in. Bringing your weight onto the outer edges of your feet. Bring your torso down halfway. Just breathe. Feeling a good stretch in the hamstrings here. Again, noticing any sensations in the body. Breathe. And then very slowly inhale, come back up to center. Exhale to center, and then just begin to toe heel the feet in. Okay. And then from here, very gently come back down onto the mat to sitting. And then from here, we're going to move into, it's called a seated twist. So stretching out your left leg. So Ardha Matsayendra, that's the Sanskrit translation. So we've done a couple of sort of forward folds. So it's nice to counterpose that with a twist. So working on the spine and the hips here. Placing your right foot just to the left hand side of your left knee. So you can keep that left leg out there and extended, or you can draw the left foot in towards your right buttock. So you've got two options to go with. So when you keep that left leg active and engaged, keep that left foot flexed as well. Wrap your arm around your right knee now. Okay, and then exhale. Begin to look over your right shoulder, bringing your right hand behind you on the mat. I like to stay on my fingertips, so I'm keeping my spine completely straight. So this is option one. Option two, you can hook your left hand just to the right of that knee, and you can deepen the twist, but you're twisting from the rib cage. And if you overcompensate, you sort of end up rounding your back a little bit. Just wrap your arm round and come onto the fingertips. Hold, breathe. Very slowly exhale, come out. Stretching the right leg out in front of you, bringing your left foot just to the right hand side of your right knee. Then wrapping your right arm around your left knee, keeping the torso straight. Exhale, look over that the left shoulder, bringing your left hand behind you on the mat. Breathe. And then very slowly come back to center, release. Come to lying on your back now. Moving into a bridge pose, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Bringing your heels close towards your buttock, arms either side, taking an inhalation and begin to lift the hips up. And as you lift the hips up, roll the shoulders under, bringing the hands together, clasping the hands, pushing your forearms into the mat. Keep pushing those hips, engaging the glutes, keeping those legs parallel. Breathe.
really breathing into the belly. And then very gently, one vertebrae by vertebrae at a time, when you're ready, come down. Very, very slowly. And then drawing the knees in towards the chest. Bring the forehead towards the knees. And then come back down.
And let's come to lying in Savasana. So gently stretching the legs out, letting the feet flop out, bringing your arms down by your side, your palms facing up, gently closing the eyes if it's comfortable for you to do so. And let's come back to that space that we arrived in here and now in this moment. Just taking the time to observe any external sensations outside of the body, sounds, smells and temperature, and how are you interacting with those? How do they make you feel? Then bringing your awareness now to your body, and how does your body feel now compared to the start of the practice? Just taking this time to scan from the head all the way down to the feet and back up again, and just observing to see if there's any sort of remaining tension there, and if there is any remaining tension in the body, taking an inhalation through the nose and then exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. One more time, inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. And as that remaining tension leaves the body begins to feel more relaxed. And as it begins to feel more relaxed, it feels heavier and heavier. And maybe it feels like it's sinking into the ground. Maybe it feels like it's melting into the ground. And if your thoughts are starting to wander, just come to observing the natural rhythm and quality of your breath here and now in this present moment. Coming back to the breath. The breath is smooth, deep and continuous. The breath is calm and still. And with the stillness and the calmness of the breath, you have the stillness and the calmness of the body. And with the stillness and the calmness of the body, you have the stillness and the calmness of the mind, ready for the day. Just taking this time now to thank yourself for practicing yoga this morning, and just reminding yourself of that gratitude, those positive affirmations of gratitude we set for the day. I am grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for the food on my table. I'm grateful for my yoga practice. Very gently now,
Coming back to the body, begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe rotating the wrists, rotating the ankles, stretching your arms overhead, stretching your legs, taking a full body stretch, maybe letting your head roll from side to side, gently drawing the knees in, bringing your forehead to the knees, taking an inhalation. Exhale, release, gently rolling over to the right hand side into a recovery position, using your right arm as a pillow. Pressing into your left hand, come into a seated pose. Sukhasana, easy pose, crossing the legs, gently rolling the shoulders back and down. Maybe gently tucking the chin in, keeping those eyes closed. Bringing your hands together, creating warmth, creating energy. Placing your hands over your face, feeling that warmth, feeling that energy for the day. Gently opening your eyes, gazing into darkness, gazing into stillness, gazing into gratitude. Bringing your hands to heart center. Namaste, and thank you for practicing with me.